Okay, thank you. Good evening. Thank you for attending the meeting of the Standards Committee held today, Wednesday, the 18th of September 2024. Welcome, everyone. And for those who don't know me, my name is Councillor James Gleeson, and I'm chairing this meeting this evening. Members of the committee are present at the Civic Centre. Also present with me are our officers required to support the meeting and our independent persons. Other members of the council present in the Civic Centre should please switch on their microphone to indicate they wish to speak, and then to switch them off again once they're finished. Any members who have dialed in, we haven't got any, so I can probably skip that bit. Yeah. Reports will be presented by the officers, then debated in the committee. Once the committee has considered the report, I will then invite comments from other members present. Please note this meeting is recorded and live streamed on YouTube. I will now move to the agenda. Number 1, apologies for absence.
Councillor John Rainsbury, Chair.
Thank you. I think that's it with all we've got at the moment. Declarations of interest, item 2. If a member has a pecuniary interest, they are requested to leave the meeting completely. The member that can rejoin the meeting following the completion of the item in question. Does anybody have any interest to declare? No, I thought not. Number 3, minutes of the last meeting. I believe everyone's got copies of those. I have the minutes of the last meeting held on the 21st of December 2023 for approval. Do we have a proposer and a seconder? This might be awkward if there was no one there. Can I propose it? I'll propose it then.
Through you, Chair, would you like to second? Yes, yeah. Just a vote.
Yeah, and just have a vote on that. Everyone all in agreement? Yeah, thank you, Tons. Blindly. Okay, item number 4, which is the main reason we're here today, is the social media protocol. Tasneem Safdar, Deputy Monitoring Officer, is present and will present this report.
Thank you, Chair. So this report relates to the updated draft social media protocol following the discussions at the working group, which was set up to review the protocol after the last meeting of the Standards Committee. My understanding is that the working group have reviewed the draft document and suggested amendments from the meeting on the 14th of August 2024, and those amendments have been incorporated into the draft document and have been marked in red and are attached to the report. If members agree with the amended version of the social media protocol, then the committee need to vote to recommend the adoption of the protocol at full council. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Has anybody got any questions or points to raise? David.
Thank you. Perhaps just to clarify, bearing in mind in particular that Tasneem was not the author of this, to point out that with this is, if you like, a second amended version. Mr. Moyster started from the existing document. We looked at a document at which he'd already amended. So the document that we saw actually had more red on it than this one did. And this version that's come out now, the sort of red that's been added is the second lot of red additions. So for those members who perhaps weren't on the working group, this document it has more amendments to it from the original version that is in your own, that you will have received when you became a member. So it's if you like, it's Mr. Moyster's amendments plus the working group's views on his original draft, which is then added again. If that's clear to what I'm saying. So in other words, there's twice as many amendments as there were from the document that you will have given when you became members. And again, as I don't want to take over, John. I know. I think I was the only one here was here last time. I'm not sure, apart from yourself. What we discussed was we added, from our point of view as members, and Councillor Watson was here, Councillor Rainsbury was there as well. They added some comments. You did yourself, Chairman. I remember you adding. I, from my point of view, did raise a couple of issues which Mr. Moyster did agree to take on board, and they are in here in his own wording. As always, it's a case of not everything is as perhaps you yourself would have written it, but it is documented before you. So in particular, we added the issues relating to officers in politically restricted posts and be wary of putting them as a friend on social media, and issues of potential bias as well. That was another issue which we raised. So that's just a bit of background for the members who weren't here at the time.
Right. Thank you, Dave. Is anybody?
Yeah, I find that helpful actually, because I've not seen the lineage of the document. It's clearly had some editing done because parts of it are in double spacing and parts are single spacing, which will need tidying up. I found it a very helpful document. I was aware, I don't know whether it needs writing in or whether it's, but not only do we act as councillors, which is a sort of, in some ways, an apolitical role, or can be seen as that way because we represent everybody in the ward, but also we are party political, most of us. So there's an aspect there where on social media we not only can be seen to be representing the council, but we can be seen to be representing the party, and our parties have their own media documents equivalent to this. I don't know whether any comparison has been done with what the Labour Party, Tory, Lib Dems, whatever, own social media documents say, but it might be quite helpful to know what's in them as this document is finalised. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Peter. No, we didn't. I don't think we've compared it against party documents. We've compared it against the council documents, as far as I'm aware, and we've made sure we line up with Lancashire and Chorley.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Yeah, Mr. Moyster did with the papers previously put before us the Lancashire and the Chorley ones, and I think members felt, without disparaging either of those documents, that perhaps there was a bit too much in them, particularly the Chorley one, and that what was thought a more optimal one from a member's point of view was that Mr. Moyster, let's get the main issues in, but have it as a readable document and not cram it with too much detail, which will put members off reading it. And his aim, as always with any document, as he's stressed to me on more than one occasion, is that what you want is a document which members will read and take into account, not one which they will just say, oh goodness, what on earth is this, and put it away. I know I'm paraphrasing him slightly, but that's his aim in drafting this sort of document.
Okay, thank you, David. Councillor Jackson.
I think it would be valuable when I do look at this document. If I could have read the one before and see what the amendments, these amendments now are, and compare the two. So before I make any judgment on that, I'd like to have read both and compared. Thank you.
Okay, so what we'll probably do then, Lou, is we'll get the working group together one more time, and we'll have the old copy and the new copy, and then we can go through and everyone can have a look at the differences, especially because there's quite a few people now who weren't able to attend the working groups and the numbers changed. So if we do that, is everyone in agreement with that? Okay. I'll propose it if somebody could second that. Excellent. So, and a quick vote on it? Yep.
Could I just ask one more question, Chair? What was the date of these amendments, this document? Do we know?
Through you, Chair, I think I would have imagined that obviously Mr. Moyster's put the report together on for the 18th of September, so it would have been perhaps a few weeks before then.
Yeah.
So we're talking about August 24 or something like that. Thank you.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah, just where does it go from here? Does it go to full council? And which full council are we looking at it going to?
Well, that will all depend on how fast we can get the working group together. If we can get it together quickly, but we have when's the next full council? Is it next week? I suspect it won't be done before that one. So it'll have to be, we'll aim for the next one, and then we'll let everyone know the date for the working group, and then we'll get it through them.
I'm just wondering whether we actually need the full working group or whether we actually need the document sent to the members to look at. Because if we're satisfied having seen the lineage with what we've got in front of us, then we don't need the working group to meet again.
Right, so we'll cancel the working group. Yeah, I understand. And we'll send the documents, old and new, out to everyone, and then arrange another standards meeting to get this passed. And that we'll try and get that done before, not the next council, but the council meeting after.
Unless there's something major comes up from one of us in terms of suggestions that are missing, there's no point in having too many meetings, is there?
And a quick vote. Yeah, that's passed.
Yeah, just one thing, Chair. The document with the dates that it was changed. I know you said March, but we were saying something about August 24 too, weren't we? Okay, that worked on this document and signed it off.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We're given to us in yeah. Oh, sorry, no. So he presented a document with his first set of his own amendments to, and then the working group went through it, and in August,
And that was August.
and then that was when the second ones came along. So, and the first meeting in March was a sort of agenda setting type of meeting, if you like.
So with the working group, of course, that's where this document eventually finally was.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yes, yeah. Well, it's been through, it's been through members at all stages. Yes.
To know that. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, is that it for the questions? Okay, I can't see who's online here. Oh, is it Kath? Councillor Unsworth. I guess there's no online questions. I think that's it then. I think that's all we've got on the main agenda. So unless there's any more questions from anyone, I'll declare